So tell me about slip discs. I've been hearing, throughout my life, oh, I got a slip disc. I can't move. I don't even know what that means anymore. I mean, I think I know. I think it has to do with the vertebrae and the disc in between the vertebrae moving around.
Yeah, and slip disc term, that terminology is a soapbox of mine. It's a misnomer. It's a improper term. It's just it gives the public or anybody the notion that the vertebrae and the discs are separate entities, just like the Jenga game, and they can just slip out of place. I'm going to actually show this again if I can here. So imagine the brown blocks are our vertebrae, and the white ones are our discs. For the sake of the Jenga game, they're all made of wood, and they're movable. Obviously, we can do that and move them around. That's not the case with our discs and our vertebrae. They are a continuous sheath, a continuous uh, thing. Now, the material changes a little bit. From the vertebrae are actually obviously bone, that's heavy calcium. The discs are more cartilage and they have some fluid in them. It's kind of like a really dense sponge. So, and it's all continuous. It's surrounded by lots of ligaments and soft tissue that wrap around it. Think of saran wrap just all the way around the spine, multiple layers of that. So the notion that a disc can actually like slip out of place and be more like, see if I can do this right without Jenga. Jenga. So it doesn't work that way. What happens is that the a disc will actually morph out of place. It'll just squish and morph out of place. Think of like if you had a balloon between two plates. If you lean on the balloon on one side, that balloon is going to lean out and squish out into one direction. That's what happens over time with our discs. Is that we say back to the poor posture? If we're leaning this way, there's a lot of pressure on this side. There's not as much pressure on the right side. That's going to squish the discs out into that position. So a slip disc is not correct. What is more accurate is a bulging disc. And when the bulging disc, say we all have head forward posture and we have bad posture, there's a lot of forward pressure on the discs and that can squish them back over time. That's when we get the issues of the disc bulging out, pushing on the sciatic nerve, and you hear that sciatic pain all the way down the leg. So that's another reason that having good posture and alignment here creates an equal distribution of pressure across the discs, helping them to maintain their natural state of having pressure throughout the whole disc. Just like the plates with the balloons, say you've got the plate on top that's a little heavier on one side, over time that'll squish down on the balloon and make it bulge out that way. But if we can upright that pressure on the plate, equalize it, then there's pressure right on all round edges of the disc, creating a more stable environment there. So no more slip discs.